Let's see. Beautiful goddesses, hello and welcome. I wanted to show up. I think it's a little bit too bright where I am. Maybe it's okay. Okay, so I'm just showing up on a whim, a total whim, no plan. Just had an incredible call with one of my sisters from the online space that I met in one of my mentorship sisterhood last year. So I wanted to show up and just share what's in my heart, just feeling really inspired. So maybe if you show up and stay with me, give me a hello. Hey, Chris. I'm truly just coming on to share what's alive in my heart, what's going on in my world for a moment, internal world, and just to really tune into my soul and maybe feel into some sort of a message that wants to come through, and possibly an inspiration or also a meditation. So I've been talking to my dear sister, and I want to just speak a little bit on this. And I want to address many of us women, many of us sisters in the world at this time. And I want to address that we are all feeling the same similar inner world. All of us are seeking that love inside ourselves. All of us are longing for that fulfillment of love. And usually, because we are in our physical bodies, we tend to seek to fulfill that love on the external world from our children, from our spouses, our partners, our parents, our friends. Whoever comes into our contact, we seek that approval, we seek that love. And when we don't receive it, or for when it's not received, it's ignored, it's neglected, it's rejected, we tend to feel so much pain and fear that we are not enough, or that we are needing to do more, to please more, to be someone that other people expect us to be. And through this process, we forget to really turn that outward looking desire inward, and to begin to seek that love that we look on the outside from inside. And my personal story, I remember, for as long as I remember, I have always wanted to seek other people's love, to fulfill myself, always asking to be loving, to be loved, to always asking for kindness. And of course, realizing when I did that, that's what I needed to give myself. I needed to give that love, that kindness to myself, to know that I am loved from myself. And from that point, my external world begins to shape and form around my own expression of love towards myself, of that powerful energy within ourselves that has nothing to do with anything else in this world. No religion, no politics, nothing can fulfill this longing of the soul for that self-love. And from that place of unconditional love and acceptance, we begin to act with wisdom and with ease and with grace to everything that surrounds us. our families, and we continue to honor and respect our families with so much love. Our children, we begin to see and know that we are here to be their mothers, and we are here to fulfill our role as a mother, no matter what it looks like for each one of us, and to not be hard on ourselves for how we raise our children, how we raise them now, how we raised them in the past, whatever it may be. To know that they are here to also teach us many lessons, and they're here to be our own guides, and all we are asked to do is to love them from that place of our own inner found love. So once we come to that realization, it's so much easier to love them when they are unlovable, to love them when all we want to do is run away and leave, but we can't, because we feel guilty and we feel selfish and we feel obligated and we feel the instinctual physical responsibility for our families. And I know I am not the only one that feels this. And at the same time, how from this place of love can I still be here in this earthly plane and fulfill my motherhood love and compassion, and at the same time bring forth my soul's purpose? So knowing that we are not alone, knowing that there are many of us who are feeling this way, who are feeling the energy of the world, feeling the shadow of the world, the fear of the world. And so I am just tuning in to the sisterhood, tuning in to what is present, tuning in to also our sister wound, how we get swayed away from our purpose, for not just our purpose, but from feeling connection to the soul, feeling connection to our truth, connection to our divine feminine wisdom within, and to act from that place, to act from a place of love, that our daily mundane routines are no longer stressing us or dragging us or holding us back, but in return we can be more present as mothers, more present as companions, as partners, as friends, as daughters, as grandmothers. So remembering that energy of turning in, and thank you, girls, for being here. And today, for this day 3 magic ritual, I really wanted to just come and bring this message of the divine, the message of whatever wants to come through, and in this way to remind you that you are divine, and everything you need at any moment is already within you. And to remember that any magic ritual can happen on the inside the moment you choose to close your eyes, and the moment you choose to tune inward and tune into that self-love within, from that core part of you that may be broken and shattered into millions of fragments, into millions of pieces. That this is the start. This is where you need to get to. And even to get there, it might take pain, and it might take feelings of like a victim that is having to go through these trials and challenges of fear, of anger, of whatever it may be that is in our way, our anxiety, our depression, our sadness or grief or sorrow for anything that we've ever wanted to be, but we are not. And maybe feeling also into how can we bring the unity and wholeness into this place of brokenness? How can we bring wholeness into this place of woundedness? To us women, allow ourselves to feel through, to breathe through, to move through, to speak up about these fears. In this call today, we spoke the fears out loud. And when you speak the fears out loud, it's almost like you're moving through a holographic image of what is not real. The fears are not real. The fears are the programming of this world. So when we come to this realization that fears are not real and fears are what is created and conditioned upon our minds to control us or to be able to keep us from moving forward, from rising, a fear that keeps us small and fear that keeps us feeling guilty and that we owe someone else something of our soul, of ourselves, of our birthright to what we want in this life. Next time we come to that fear, we can actually be in the neutral space to recognize it and to say thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me feel this pain. Thank you for showing up. And here is my love. Here's so much of my love that you don't need to be afraid anymore. Saying that to your own soul, that you can move through this holographic fear. And this is a lot of what I teach in shadow work, in my courses, in a shadow magic, that we can create this place of love, this unconditioned love towards our own shadows, that we can dissolve them in this embrace of love from within, for the lesson, for making us see, for making us aware. And we can choose from that place of neutrality. So this is a lot of energy work that I also teach and guide my soul sisters through. So self-love. And if you're here with me, I invite you to just take your eyes for a moment, to bring your hands into your body, maybe your belly, maybe your heart, maybe both hands on the heart. And allow yourself to close your eyes, take a couple of breaths in to feel into the heart. And oftentimes this space is burning us on fire. This space is truly here present, allowing us to be ignited, to remember, to come back. When we have fears in our minds, when we have that victimhood state in our minds, we can breathe down and drop into the womb wisdom, the womb space, that feminine, divine wisdom that is deep within our blood, within our bones, to remember who we are, to remember that we are divine, to remember to return, and to remember to step through this holographic fear, to make that leap. So what if? How can I be graceful as I move and navigate my path? How can I continue honoring what is around me while I personally rise from within, as I remember who I am, as I remember what I truly desire, as I remember that what I desire is my birthright? And how can I create my life into what I deeply desire, deep inside my soul, that innermost, deepest intention, that vow that we made to ourselves to be born on this earth. And at some point in our lives to remember that vow that we made and to begin living our lives from this moment forward, committed to ourselves, to no longer ignore ourselves, to begin to love ourselves, to begin to speak the words of love to ourselves, to begin to just simply embrace, and from this space to know that we are not alone and that we are supported and loved by thousands of sisters, by thousands of feminine, divine, feminine goddesses, queens, our soul sisters that are holding space for us, that are waiting for us to show up, that are waiting for us to move through our own fears, to move forward and up and rise together as we stand on each other's side, behind and front, in full support. So just breathing in, breathing out, and allowing yourself to tune into this space of self-love, to tune into something that may not have been taught to us. And we had to realize and recognize these things as we go through life, as we devote our time to our families, to our children, to our spouses, our parents, and to truly be selfish, to love ourselves. Because the most selfless act you can do for this world is to love ourselves selfishly, to choose the soul. Because what the soul wants is to love the world, to serve the world in divine ways that are being moved through you onto the world. So just allowing yourself to feel any shift, any sensation, anything that is present, and allowing yourself to welcome your highest, most conscious soul within this physical body of yours. So I'm going to leave you with this. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be, sisters, goddesses, queens, shadow dancers. I invite you into your deep shadow work, to be present with what is, with what you're feeling, and how you're moving through this, how you're remembering who you are. Because I remember, and I'm here to remind you, you are divine love, you are divine magic. Hi, Deborah. So I'm about to finish. I invite you to replay, and if you're here on replay, leave me a heart, #replay, and more is coming. And I love you all. Blessings. Namaste. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Blessed be.